Hello, everybody, and welcome to our week four Bachelorette recap. It's week four, but really episode five, I guess. Sorry we're a day late. I promise you we will get our shit together at some point. I'm Dana, and I'm here with Tyler, and we're so much to talk to you about this week. But before we do, I just want to do a little housekeeping here. I don't know if you've been to our website in the last week or so, but we have so much new content going on right now. Besides Big Brother, we've got John and Princess Glammy recapping Ladies of London on Bravo, which is basically a Real Housewives of London show. It's so funny, such a funny show. We've got our own blogger Melissa, and she's teaming up with a YouTube guy named Dylan Zahner, and they're doing a little reality rehab on Tuesday nights. And what else? We got so much Big Brother stuff coming out of the pipe today. Me and Tyler will talk to you about that at the end of the show. But other than that, that is it for now. You can follow me on Twitter at dgoodyear1975 and say hello, Tyler.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to dissect everything that happened this week, and you can follow me on Twitter at Tyler_Hayes.
Great. Okay, so let's. I don't even know where to start. There was so much
So
this
much to talk
episode,
about.
and so much. And I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because I think the last time we left off, it was Eric's departure. There was no cocktail party, so we never really got to say goodbye to Tassos properly.
Right.
But last week on the journey so far, that little filler that they put in before the Hillary Clinton interview, they kind of showed what happened after Eric left. So Eric left, and Andy was in the bar area just trying to regain her composure, and all the guys were sitting out in the lounge area, I guess, with the couches, and Nick just gets up and goes into the bar area and has a little bit of a one-on-one time with Andy, and he kind of makes her feel better, and gives her some kisses and all that good stuff, and then they go right into a cocktail party. So Andy gets whisked away by Chris to do her deliberations or whatever you want to call it. So the guys are now all just sitting there awkwardly in this couch area, and they all know where Nick went and that he was the only one besides Eric that got to talk to her that night. So now they're all angry at Nick because they all wanted to talk to her too, and why is it he's the only one that got to go and talk to her and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, any one of you could have gotten up. Like, I just got there first. It's not my fault.
Right.
So yeah, so now they're all mad at Nick. So now Nick is the new bad guy for now, anyways. And then we go into the rose ceremony, and then we see Tassos go home. So what do you think about the Nick going to talk to her?
I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan of him as it is, so I probably would have reacted the same way as the rest of the guys did.
But Nick has a point. They all have legs.
Well,
They
I mean,
all knew
yeah,
where
he
she
has
was.
the rest of them could have went too, but I guess they weren't thinking right in that moment in time.
It's kind of like when someone kind of buggers off out of the house and goes to her house without,
Yeah.
But
Right.
normally they don't find out about it. So he kind of did it a little overtly.
Yeah.
So we go into this episode, and they finally get to leave Connecticut. Oh boy, we're in Connecticut. And they go to the south of France.
So exciting there.
Now, if you're going to be ecstatic to be anywhere, be ecstatic to be in the south of France. Don't be ecstatic to be in Connecticut. Now, I don't know. I'm Canadian, so I don't really know, but I hear that France doesn't really like Americans very much.
I've heard the same thing.
And I kind of see why. Like, you don't get off an airplane and just start running through an airport and running through the streets of a country just saying random French sayings. Like, they're running through the streets. Merci beaucoup. Like, no wonder they think.
They are what is contributing to the problem of why.
Exactly. They are why people think Americans are idiots.
Exactly. They are why this problem exists.
Exactly. So I'm like, what are they doing? But I guess they're very happy to be in France. And so what? They're in Marseille, which is like a coastal town, I guess.
It
And
looks really nice.
they get to the hotel, and Josh gets the first one-on-one date.
Because you love him so much.
Uh, I don't. I. He's not a bad guy, but I
They're
don't know.
too touchy for me at this point in their relationship. It's a lot of touchy.
I think what I think what bothers me about this relationship, as we call it, is it's very Juan Pablo-esque.
Oh, definitely.
It's not a lot of talking. It's hi and kissing.
Yeah.
And you didn't like that then. You wanted
So why is
conversation
she liking
then.
it? Yeah.
But she's turning very much into Juan Pablo, especially with him.
Exactly. And if they aren't kissing, they've got their hands all like wrapped around each other or touching each other. I'm like, just cool it for 5 minutes and just have a conversation, please.
Exactly. Exactly. So he gets the date card, and
It's all in
my French
French.
accent. My French accent is terrible, so I'm not going to say what it said in French, but I did. I did do my research, and I went onto a translator thing on Google, and I know what the date card said. It said,
What did
"Let's
it
see
say?
if our love can take the cape."
Can take the cape.
The cape,
Okay.
not cake, cape,
Cape. Okay.
which makes sense when we find out where they go.
Right.
So they go, what they start walking around town or whatever, which that's the kind of date I like. Kind of
Yeah.
something that you're going to do a little bit
In
with a
real
flair,
world.
but something you're going to do in real life.
Right.
So they're walking around, and then she brings him what? To the boat. And they're all like
Like
Rose
all
and
over each
Jack
other
from
again.
Titanic at the front of the boat.
Yeah. Gag.
Everybody, everybody does that.
Just like no.
Yeah. So, and they do have a bit of a conversation, I guess. I guess he
Well,
said that he
yeah.
stopped. I guess he stopped really playing ball because he hurt himself.
Yeah.
Is
And
what I got
she
from it, but he didn't go back to it because he wanted a family,
wants to have a family.
which was which was nice.
Yeah, kind of makes him seem like a stand-up guy, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't. Something seems
Fishy.
fake, fake about it. Like I think he's just trying to say what she
She
would want to
wants,
hear,
right.
and yeah. So I don't. It was a good conversation, I guess. And then oh God, the noisy kissing. Oh my God.
They need to establish what you can and can't do on when you're got a mic pack on because it's annoying to the viewers.
It's just. It's almost like when people eat on Big Brother. Like
Exactly.
that's getting to the degree of irritation with me and her noisy kisses.
They need to
Like,
work on
yeah, like the TV's gonna go across the room the next time I have to hear.
it. Well, I'm gonna guess you're gonna hear it a few more times this season.
Oh, I'm sure I will. Okay, so Josh reveals that he'd been. I guess they've both been cheated on. I guess because she dated athletes,
Yeah.
and she has like a like she's got this reservation about him because he was a ball player or whatever, and I don't know, athletes
Which I
have
mean is
that.
kind of rightfully so.
Yeah, like athletes have that reputation or whatever, and she's been cheated on before, and I guess he revealed that he had been cheated on before too, and so I don't know, maybe they.
They're gonna bond over that and then make out some
Yeah,
more.
exactly. And then they go for this picnic at the Calanques, which is where the Cape comes because that's like the Cape of,
Yeah.
of France. It was really pretty. Like I
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was
like this
very.
show just for the scenery. Like,
Yeah, the place they were at was really, really beautiful.
did you watch like right to the very end of the show
Yeah.
and where you saw he got shit on by the birds?
Yes, that was great. That was great.
Oh my God! I'm like, thank God though for those birds. Yeah, so I didn't see them eat any of this picnic, but I mean they
Do
made
they ever
out.
eat on this show?
They did. Oh my God, she did eat with Brian. Wait till we get
That's
there.
true.
Yeah, so they go for a picnic, and then they go for. I wonder how much time elapses between getting ready, like from like picnic to dinner.
Yeah, I kind
Like,
of wanted that. I want to know how long this whole date is.
because they must separate for her to get ready, and for him to get ready.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to pack. Like, you have to pack when you go on these dates because you have so many different
Things you do.
elements to it, right? Like, you got like your day and then you got your night, so you have to have
Right.
like stuff ready. So yeah, they go and they have dinner at this palace. No dinner, they set this
Just sit
beautiful plate
around
of
food.
beautiful plate of food in front of them, and she didn't eat any of it. And they talk, and she's always like, "Oh, I'm so afraid that my relationship with him is solely physical." Well, you don't talk to him.
Exactly. If you get your tongue out of his mouth and your hands off his body and have a conversation, you could maybe feel something there.
Okay, so what would you be asking Josh right now if you were Andy?
Well, like, where do I begin? Like, she doesn't really know anything about him. This is the first time we even like found stuff out about him, like why he doesn't play ball anymore, that kind of stuff, and that he cheated on. Like, they need to open up more like that in their conversation.
True, true. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, her and the word "stop" needs
Said
to
a little
stop.
bit exactly.
This
She
could
said
be
a
a
little too
drinking
much.
game. Like, you could be hammered at the end of a 2-hour episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, ugh, I can't deal with that. Okay, so yeah, they go for dinner, and then he gives them the rose. Surprise, surprise. I don't think anybody is
Yeah,
not going to get a rose this season, to be honest with you.
yeah, me either.
Like,
But
if
I would
anybody
like
wasn't
to
going to
see
get a
the kind
rose, I
of
would have thought it was going to be Dylan last week.
hmm
But yeah, I don't think anyone's not going to get a rose at this point.
I would
Um,
like for her not to give out a rose, though. Just one time. Let's make it a
yeah,
little less unpredictable.
yeah. Or like they need a 2-on-1. That's what they need.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, they need a two
That,
on
that,
one.
that would be way good.
Oh, so we get another concert. I hate these concerts.
It would be better if it was someone that we knew. Someone that we remotely had any idea who they were, even if they were like a has-been and they were just singing a song. Like, but it's never anyone that we knew or no. And it's just so cheesy.
It's overdone. Like, normally it's like one a season, but they've had like three this season already.
It's like every episode they have one. Like
Yeah, like
every one-on-one day has one.
I know this is like totally like like they're doing this because they probably have contracts with these people and like they're
Yeah.
probably connected with ABC in some way. So like, they're how they
Just
often cross advertise or whatever, but it's just so stupid now. And like they make it sound like, oh, they just showed up. Well, no, they did not just show up. Like, you don't just show up in the south of France with your band and start playing in a palace. Like,
right. Like
this is
there's
planned.
a little planning going on there.
It's so bad. I'm done with Josh. I mean, he's nice, but I'm done with Josh. So,
I mean, I'm not totally sold on him yet.
so while we're at this date, the next date card comes, and now we have a couple of grumpy Gus's here. We have Andrew, who is just, I'm over the whining. Like, I didn't get a group. All I get are group dates. I don't know Andy, blah, blah, blah. Like, shut up. Go on your group date and get over it. Like, I'm over him whining. I'm just over him. Totally over him.
Well, I mean, I am too, but to a certain extent, he's right. There's some people that have been on every single group date that I think deserves has deserved a one-on-one
Well,
that
they all
didn't get it.
deserve a one-on-one, but, I mean, truth of the matter is you get 2 a week, and
I don't know. I think the system's a little flawed there.
the system's a little flawed.
System's a little flawed.
Like, because I think like, at this point, like, the one-on-ones are, do I see something with it? Like, the way I see it, if you're on a group date, she likes you, kind of thing.
Yeah, she likes you, but she doesn't like you like you.
Well,
Like
no, I think
we're
she's kind of
over
confident in how she feels about you, so she doesn't need to have that day with you to see how she feels.
like we're over halfway. We're at the halfway point in the season, not counting like after the final rose and then tell all. Like we're almost done here. And if you haven't got a one-on-one day by now, it's kind of clear that you're not gonna you're not going to be there in the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cody hasn't gotten a one-on-one yet, so
There's a reason for that, though.
he's still there though. I thought he was gonna go home, but he didn't. So yeah, we had what? Marcus, Dylan, Chris, Cody, JJ, Markel, Nick, Patrick, and Andrew, and all it says is "Love Andy." Nothing on the card, and they're all looking at this card. Like if they look at it long enough, like words are just gonna
Words
appear.
will appear on the card.
Like I didn't get it. Like
There's
they're all
nothing
just
there.
like looking at like invisible ink. Like you're not in Hogwarts, okay? You're good. This is all it is. It's a piece of paper that says "Love Andy."
Yeah.
So the end, the drama in the house is stirring up. The house, like it's Big Brother.
Well, this seemed very Big Brother 15 this week.
So I don't know what JJ's doing. Like, oh, JJ, are you watching? I love you, but why? This is the second time you've put yourself in the middle of the drama with Andrew.
Yeah.
Like, so he tells Andrew that at the first rose ceremony, after Ron, I guess Markel got the rose first, and then Ron got the rose, that Andrew leaned over to him and said she gave it to the two blackies. Now,
Like, no.
I,
When are people going to learn about what you can't say on reality television, or on TV, what you can't say in general, let alone when you're on national television?
exactly. And the good thing about following JJ on Twitter is he actually posted a picture of that rose ceremony with Andrew leaning over to him and talking in his ear.
Really? I'm going to have
Yeah,
to look at that.
I favored it. So if you look in my favorites,
It'll be there.
it's in there. It's either in my favorites or my retweets. But
Okay.
yeah, so he's just kind of like this. So I mean, there's no audio, but
It's obvious that
you know,
that's what
maybe he
happened.
said black guy or maybe he said blackie. But either way, this is not
It's
good.
not right.
Not like who cares if he's black, white, or yellow? Like no one, or green or pink. Like nobody
It's
cares what color you are. Just and like I felt bad for Markel. Like you know how I feel about weepy men, but
yeah.
I will give him this one. Okay, I will give him this one. This one
Yeah,
was
see, I felt very sad for Markel because
I
he's one of
did
the people that I think already is getting gypped because he's not got a one-on-one yet, and he's been on every group date, so I think he's getting gypped there. And then he's got to deal with all this kind of crap. Like, he can't catch a break in the house.
no. Yeah, like so like I'll give him this one. Like he's like I don't want to be seen as the black guy. I just like and nobody wants to be seen as the whatever guy. Like you
Right.
know, like you just want to be seen as you and like call him the funny guy. Like that's
It's what
a
he
little
is,
you know,
basically.
exactly. He's hilarious, right? So he wants to confront Andrew, but he's got such a good head on his shoulders. Like if that had been me and someone had said something about my
I would have blown
race,
up. I
oh,
would
oh
have
yeah,
blown
like
up.
there'd be no stopping me. Like in that hotel room at that point, there would be no
Yeah.
stopping me. But he's no, I'm gonna let like not gonna do this here, whatever. You know, I'm gonna go on like get ready for my date with Andy or whatever. So he leaves it, and then they go on this mime date, which oh my god, I loved it.
I loved
I
it
loved
too.
Markel. I
I
loved
loved it.
the face on Markel. Like I just love the face off this guy. Like the expression in his eyes, he's so happy. While everybody else is just looking like miserable and Nick is off in a corner salty as hell. He's just got this smile on his face, his eyes are wide and bright, and he's just like soaking it all in. Like love this guy.
Living in the moment, taking it all in for granted, which is what I liked.
Loved it. Loved it. Loved watching him learn.
But I do think it is a little unfair that every single group date has to deal with them performing in front of public
Yeah.
because it's not like they're doing anything. I mean, like on The Bachelor, like maybe they'll go to like an amusement park or something like that. Like
Yeah,
the guys so far have always been put out in front of the public.
that's true.
Like I need them to spice it up a little bit.
Well, they didn't play basketball in front of the public.
Well, yeah, but that they had to play with all the WNBA people.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
So
think they
then
just need
like
to go somewhere.
yeah, so then they go out onto the streets of France. They're not liking them at all. I'm just like, this is
No.
hilarious. They're scaring babies.
When the baby started crying, that was the best.
They're scaring babies. People are just like, no. Like, no, no anything to do with you. And then JJ starts, and she can't figure out what he's doing, and he's like reenacting their date, and like, this is
Which was kind of
so
cute.
cute.
Yeah, that was kind of cute.
Are you turning Team JJ yet?
I'm not there yet, but I mean, if he keeps doing stuff like that, that was kind of sweet of him to do, and creative too, very creative.
Yeah, I am loving JJ. But yeah, so he does that, and Nick is just I've like, how can you not just put a smile on your face? Like, pretend. Like, I probably wouldn't wanted to have done that either, but you're trying to impress a girl. A
Exactly.
smile on your
And he's
face.
just acting like this like upset toddler that's not getting his way, so he's gonna throw a tantrum, and I'm just like, dude, if you don't win, then you're just gonna look back on this and realize how much like you hated the entire time you were there.
If
And
you
you
don't,
didn't have any fun while you were there.
I love how you say if you don't win.
Well, because this is a game show. This is a reality competition game show. We have to address that.
That's true. But they're not winning. It's not like they get a prize.
They get an extra 15 minutes of fame when they win.
Yeah, so then they go, what, I guess to a bar for their cocktail party. And JJ steals Andy first, and he takes her to that Ferris wheel thing.
Yeah,
And that,
he's on it.
yeah, he's on his game today. Like, JJ he was killing it today. I would love that Ferris wheel. Like, I hate heights, but I
Oh,
would have
I would
liked the
have
Ferris
had
wheel.
total sweaty palms.
No, I'm good because I'm safe. Like, I
Excuse
know
me?
I'm in something that's
That could that's hanging on by the top
no,
and
but it's
could
not just hanging. Like,
fall.
no, a gondola is hanging. A gondola is hanging by like a thread. Like, if you're gonna go up into the Alps on one of those gondolas, it's hanging on by like a metal thread. This is like a metal piece of things welded in. Like, you're safe. Like,
No,
you're
you're
good.
not safe. You're not safe at all.
You are safe. It's not. Don't spin it. Had he spinned it when I was in there, he would have had like a karate chop to the neck. But I'm okay on Ferris wheel. Like, I'm okay. I don't like the rocking. Like, as long as you don't
Yeah,
rock it, I'm good. But just I know the thing I'm in is okay, so I'm all right.
I would have been a basket case with rocking or without the rocking. Like, no, you're not getting me on a
Like,
Ferris wheel.
I'm good in a plane. I'm good, but just don't put me on a ladder or a gondola. Uh, and then she take like, and all the guys are just like at this point are just like ragging on Nick and stuff like that in the room or whatever. And she takes Chris aside, and I mean, Andy knows that something's going on. She doesn't know what. She doesn't know who. She doesn't know why. But she knows something's going
She
on.
knows there's something going down there.
Yeah, so she asks Chris. And, like, I don't think Chris would say a bad word about anybody unless like, even if he was on fire. Like, if he was on fire and saying something bad about somebody was what was going to put the fire out, I don't think that guy would say anything bad about anybody.
Yeah, I don't
So
think so either.
for him to say that the guys are a little about Nick means there's something off.
Which she should have noticed in the first place that something was off.
Yeah, like when the nicest guy on the planet is saying,
Yeah, you know there's something wrong.
yeah, like red flag. You got your red flag?
I
I don't have my red. I have my
don't
blue.
have my red flag today.
All right, so and then she takes Cody, and I guess Cody's probably the one with probably the best beef because I guess he made some comment about how Cody's Mr. Thankful for being there or whatever. I don't know, but so Cody kind of tells her the story, and she's like, oh, okay, and like I mean she was already going to talk to him about his attitude at the mime school anyways, so she's like, okay, whatever. So she takes Nick and she calls him on it, which is good, but she's so wishy-washy.
Total wishy-washy.
Like you read her a poem and all is forgiven. Like you don't care that he's acting like he's better than everybody else. Like you don't care that he's mocking people.
Yeah, she needs to. I just no. I can't with him.
No, I can't either.
Like the first few times that he did this, like the poem type stuff, like yeah, it was cute and creative then, but now I'm just like, okay, you're gonna do it every week? No, we need you to do something else.
Well, yeah, he says he's not the admirer though. So do you believe him?
No, I think he's the one.
You think so?
I think he's the one.
Yeah.
Why do you think he's not the admirer?
I don't know. I don't even know at this point. But she's like in her confessional. She's like, "Am I a fool for I'm
Yes,
like,
she's a fool.
yes, like
Yes,
yes,
yes.
you're stupid.
She's totally a fool. Like,
How are you not like? He's not even. He's a good-looking guy, but he's not even like. I can kind of see how she can kind of like go gaga over Josh
hmm
because Josh is good-looking, like a really good-looking guy. So I can kind of see how she can kind of lose herself in that, but Nick is just he's not doing it for me, so I don't.
believe I said this like week one when he got the first impression rose. Like, I didn't see how he got that.
Well, and I
And
agreed with that too. I
and
totally
he's
agreed with you
still
there.
here, and I don't know why. He needs to just hightail it out of there.
Exactly. She needs to. I don't know. His last name says it all. So we'll just leave it at that. And then Marcus does like a toast with wine for her. And he's like, "Oh, you're worth doing all this crazy stuff for." Because I mean, she's had him do some pretty crazy shit, like stripping and
Yeah.
you
Have
know.
to do
So
some.
those two. Oh, and he admits he's falling in love with her. I'm like, oh. I'm like,
Well, she
thank
admitted it
you.
at the beginning of the episode that she was falling in love with more than one guy. Who do you
I
think
know,
she's
and
falling in love with?
I think it's Marcus, Josh, and JJ. I think those are her three that she's
I
wrestling
agree.
between.
That's who I think it is too.
So, and I think Josh is like that purely physical
Josh is
pull.
like the physical attraction, and then I think that like JJ she has more of an emotional connection with, and I think that Marcus is like the love child of Josh and JJ, and that's why
Yeah,
she loves him.
exactly. Like if you're gonna compare it to other people, like I think like Josh is like the Courtney of Ben's season,
Yeah,
or like
I
the
have to.
Vienna of Jake's season, or like the Brooks of Dez's season. Like like the ones that you just have like this purely like just want to jump their bones all day, every day kind of business.
Exactly, which is not gonna last.
Exactly. Which is, I mean, has it
It'll
ever
last for a
lasted?
little bit, but it won't. It's not true love, I guess.
But like I mean, really, yeah, and like I mean, like the Robert, like he's like the Roberto of Allie's season and stuff like that. Like like you knew in Allie's season that like she was just hot for Roberto and
Yeah,
nothing was gonna come between it. So like unless he does something majorly crazy that kind of reveals a side to him that is so
we're not seeing yet.
overtly awful, he'll make it to the finals for sure. Like there's no doubt
Oh
about
yeah, for sure, for sure.
it. Yeah, so and then Andrew's still whining, and then Markel, I'm shocked. I'm so shocked that Markel chose the group date cocktail party to be like,
To
okay,
bring it up.
let's bring this
Like,
up. Let's bring it up now. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is not the place. Like, you do this at the house.
no.
You don't do
Yeah,
this here.
exactly. You don't when she's like around, like you don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. So, he but I'll give him credit. I mean, he stayed very, very calm.
Well, he did,
Like, you wouldn't
But
have known.
that's a
Like,
very hostile situation to put yourself into in a group date situation that he no.
yeah,
I'm
like
going to create a rule book of what you can and can't do on reality television because clearly no one knows what to do.
I thought that book did exist somewhere.
Well, no one's reading it.
So yeah, like so he brings it up. He's like, I don't want guys shut the hell up. Like I don't need the peanut gallery going. And
Right.
like you just see like JJ like I'm like, "Oh, JJ, stay out of this." So like, he's like it's been brought to my attention that you said this, and of course Andrew's denying it. Now, I don't I don't know who to believe here.
Um, I do. Not
Like, do you
Andrew.
really
You're totally cocky. I considered you a friend when we came in here today, and now look at you. Like, who do you think you are? Sit down, please. Like, no.
like I don't
How quick he was to deny it makes me want to believe that it's true.
Well, if someone said, "Hey, Tyler, you called me a blackie," would you not be like, no?
Well, I mean, I would, of course, deny it because I didn't do it, but just the way he was like, the way he came across seemed very like cocky and I don't know, like he just he did not. He totally turned me away. I was like, you said it. I know you said it.
I don't want him to have said it. I mean, Andrew, I'm not a fan of Andrew, but I don't want him to have said this. Like, I don't. After Juan Pablo and the homophobic remarks, and now we have race, I'm like, I can't. It takes a lot out of me.
It's very exhausting. Everyone
Like,
is just trying to upstage Big Brother
wait
15.
till you have to write about this. Like, have you written your blog yet?
Oh no, not yet. Like
Wait till
it's
you have to write about this. Like, it's so hard. Like, when I had to write about the Juan Pablo business, I was like, do I address it? Do I not address it? Do I just sweep it under the rug? Because I mean, like at least with my stuff, it didn't happen on show. So
yeah.
if I
See, this
chose
is
to ignore it, it
all.
was I could have, but like you can't really ignore this. You kind of have to
It
talk
has to
about
be
it.
addressed.
But yeah, like it. And how do you address it without offending anybody? So good luck.
Thanks. I'll need it.
Yeah. So she goes off and does her little deliberation. They don't show the deliberation anymore. They used to show a lot more of like her just kind of mulling over like of them mulling over their pictures and stuff like
Which I
that.
kind of liked, so I wish they would bring that back.
Yeah, exactly. So date over. Oh no
Oh,
no! First impression or impression
she gives the
Rose.
group rose out in front of the whole group again.
You need to
But
tweet her. You need to tweet her.
I just need to like spam her with tweets telling her she's
Yes.
doing
Every
everything
day,
wrong.
be like, please.
Stop giving out the group rose in front of everybody.
This is the first season it's ever happened like this too.
She's one of a kind Bachelorette, that's for sure.
Like I'm surprised she didn't give the first impression rose out in front of the whole group.
She probably thought about it and regretted not doing it later on after she did it. Like,
Yeah, like I mean it's happened in the past, but not like consistently every week. Like normally it's like you're talking to somebody and it comes to you and you go get the rose.
right.
And there's like that
It's
awkward
just like
excuse
such
me and
a
then she picks up the rose and walks away kind of thing. But
right.
every week.
Like I could not have. I just need to know what like the guys who don't get the rose feel like because I just think that that would be like such a kick in the gut,
Yeah.
especially like if you got some one-on-one time with her.
Yeah, and like I think
Like
at this point they're probably all getting that time now because there's so few of them now that they have to be
yeah,
they have to be getting that time. Like I wonder, like I wish they had shown Markel's time with her. Like this guy gets no airtime.
he
Like
gets no airtime.
so,
That's one of my issues with this show.
yeah, no airtime. But whatever. So she gives it to JJ, which I kind of knew was
Makes
coming.
you
Like I'm like,
happy.
I was like, yay! You're probably like, ah!
Well, probably, maybe a little bit, but
Well, no, like as soon as she picks up that rose in front of everybody, I can see you just like taking your laptop and just like, no!
yes, yes. I'm like, no, don't do that again. You're so disappointing me.
Exactly. So she gives it to JJ, and I mean, I kind of expect the minute he started reenacting their first date in mime, I'm like, okay, this
He's gonna get it.
he's got it. Like I'm like, it was either between him and Markel because Markel was just so good at it that
Yeah, it was
so
gonna be one of them too.
gives it to JJ, and then camera pans to baby Nick, and I'm just like, dude, what is your problem?
He's all into this thing where this whole process just isn't natural. Like he's here for one reason, one reason. Then why would you go on a show where you're gonna battle it out against 25 other people to find this true love? Like, no.
Yeah, he's a like he's a 2-year-old that it's like you took away his toy and now he's just gonna sulk, and I can't.
Exactly. Like he's just having one big major tantrum like this whole
Yeah.
entire season, and I'm
Like,
over
do
it.
you really think that every single date you're gonna get a rose? Like, he
Right.
does this every date. Like, if he doesn't get a rose, he's like pissed.
I kind of wish he wouldn't have gotten the first impression rose, and I would have liked to see if he would be acting differently. Like
Yeah.
if he thinks that because he got the first impression rose, like he should get them more often than
Well,
anybody
that and
else.
normally it's the guy that gets the first date too, or the guy and the girl that get the first date. Like normally they're kind of like mine. Like we had the first date, you're mine. You're my boyfriend. These people,
Like yeah,
you picked me first. You're mine. And like
exactly.
he got what, like the third or fourth one-on-one. Like he didn't get
Yeah,
one very early.
right.
So, but he's been on every group date. So I mean, she obviously sees something in him if she's not leaving him at the hotel for any period of time.
Exactly.
So like I
But
think you need to have a little bit of. I mean, I know it's hard. Who am I to say? Oh my God, I'd be Victoria in the bathroom, like wishing death on the. That would be me because that's just how emotional I am. But you need to have confidence in what you have. Like if you think what you have is so great, and you know it's so good, then you need to have a little bit of confidence, especially when she's freaking ramming her tongue down your throat every single time you see her.
exactly.
Like you need to have a bit of confidence in that. So he's all like, all I see is a progression with JJ and blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, shut up. You're done. We're done. End of Nick.
Yep. His ship has sailed. We're like, I think he'll be around for a long while because I don't like him. But his ship has sailed for me. I'm over him.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be wild. He's that one that everybody hates, yet there's an attraction there, and I don't get what the attraction is, but it's there. Like
Yeah.
at least like Josh, the attraction's there, and people don't hate him. Like
Yet.
the
Yeah.
guys like him, so
Yeah.
there's no red flags yet until next week when he refuses to take that lie detector test. But
With
so,
Nick, it's just like no. I would like to see him go home next week. Maybe we can hope for that.
maybe, but you've watched spoilers, so you know different.
So
Don't wish for what you know ain't gonna happen. So while they're here doing all this, Brian and Josh are at the hotel. I wonder how awkward that would be. Like
I would think it would be so awkward.
it's one thing when there's a lot of guys, and so there's a couple of guys that don't get dates or whatever, and they're stuck at the hotel with you, and you can talk, and you got the one guy that's had the one-on-one, and he's like,
Yeah, like, I just think
off
it
in
would
a
be
corner.
like, what do you talk about?
Yeah, like 'cause you don't want to hear about the date.
Exactly. So I mean, they have to have like a really like bro to bro camaraderie.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And you're
would think
stuck in a hotel room.
with
Like
like
it's not even like you're at the mansion and you can like go to a room and be by yourself. Like you're in a
right
friggin' suite
in a
and you
place where you
can't
don't speak the
leave.
language.
Like I wonder if they can leave when they're out, like when they're out of country. I wonder if they're allowed to go
Out and
and
like
do.
see things. I wonder that too, and I wonder like how much they are like cut off from things, or if they're cut off at all.
Well, like I know in LA they're on lockdown. Like I think it was Lauren Solomon that from last season was like she was totally shocked that they actually got to go out to dinner for Andrew to get that number because they're
Uh-huh.
on lock. They don't want them out because the paparazzi are out, right?
And then they're gonna photograph them, and then the
Exactly.
show
So
will be
like they don't
spoiled.
want them photographed. But when you're in like
Another
the south of
country,
France, and like people don't really know who you are and they're not expecting you to be there, I wonder if
right?
they allow them to be like to go out and like sightsee because I know that one time like Casey got that tattoo.
Oh, that's right. So I bet they probably do a little bit
So they might be allowed out a little bit. They're probably allowed out with like people. Like I don't think they're probably allowed out
alone.
alone, but I think they're probably very well handled.
Yeah, probably got like a production assistant that has to
Yeah,
follow
like
them around.
you got a PA with you
Yeah,
at all
for
times
sure.
because could you imagine they're just out? Yeah, it's like yeah, I think it would be hard to sit in a hotel room and just have to like sit there and stare at this guy that's just
Been on
had
a
a
date with
date
the
because
girl that
they're on
you
like
want to go on a date
they're
with.
on a 4 day turnaround, so there's not a lot of time, right? Like
Right.
it's like date, date, date. So by the third date, there's only been a day between this guy's date. So he's like wanting to talk about it.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. This is why we need like Bachelorette live feeds or something like that. Like we need to know what happens.
Exactly. So Brian gets his card and it's like, I've got the recipe for love. Which
Which is
I
okay.
mean, that's cooking. Like you get a recipe,
Right.
that's cooking. So they
You
go and they
know.
walk around the town or whatever, and they end up in this little cinema, which was very sweet. Like those are the kind of dates I like. Like it's private and
Mhm.
special, but it's not so extravagant that it could never be recreated
Right.
at
It's
home.
more real world type stuff.
Exactly. So, they're watching this movie about these two people that are falling in love over food, which I don't know.
Shameless
Food,
ABC promotion again.
yes. Well, like I don't. Food and sex
Totally.
to me aren't combined. I don't like. I don't find
Wait,
it
what? What did you
like
just say?
food and sex. Like people think like oh like it's so sexy to cook and like to fall in love over like
Oh yeah,
food.
I don't think that's
Like
true either.
no,
Like
like
no.
food I need to eat.
Exactly. When I think of food, I want to devour the food, not whoever I'm on the
Yeah,
date with.
like to me, watching someone devour a hamburger, that's not sexy time for me. Like that's
Exactly. Like no. Like give me that hamburger that you're eating, not
yeah,
I
exactly,
don't
right?
want you to be eating a hamburger.
Yeah, so they watch this movie and then they go and they like she's like, I got the ingredients to make frog legs and I'm like, oh
Vomit.
the sea urchin just about did me in.
Yeah.
This
Totally gross food.
sea urchin just about did me in. I was like, I would not have tried that.
Yeah, me either.
No.
Too much of a picky person, so
I'm not
I eat
picky,
very
like
plain.
I'll eat pretty much anything, but it's gotta be normal food.
Oh, see, I'm totally picky. It's gotta be. I eat very few things, and then once I find that I like it, I stick with it.
No, see, I'm good. Like I'll try. Like I don't like seafood and stuff like that. So like I would never have even tried sea urchin, but
Just by the name, I wouldn't have tried it.
yeah, no, would not have. Unlike frog legs, I've been like, no. I have tried alligator though. Alligator's pretty good.
Oh
Tastes like
no!
chicken. Tastes like chicken. Deep fried alligator.
Everything tastes like chicken.
Deep fried alligator, and it comes with like a dipping sauce. It's kind of like nuggets, but
Oh, I couldn't do that. Couldn't do, couldn't do that.
it's like an appetizer thing. It's like, but no, it was good. Yeah. So buy the frog legs, buy the broccoli and the asparagus, and they get into the kitchen. And I don't know what happened when he walked into that apartment, but like Brian left and like Zombie walked in.
Yeah, and she wasn't feeling that too much either.
I know. She's like, "What's happening to Brian?" Like I get, mate, you're not a good cook, but you don't need to be a good cook. Like,
Well, maybe he thought there was too much pressure. I mean, the last date was kind of like made for him. And so like now he's kind of in his this like unknown world, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, he was just so uncomfortable, and she's like, she's trying, and it's like pulling teeth just to get this guy to
It's
talk.
totally awkward.
And I'm
It's so
like, how do you like your broccoli? I don't know, different ways. What?
yeah, like he seemed totally checked out.
Exactly, and like they're mashing the potatoes, and he's like, "Oh, my mother makes really good mashed potatoes," and like, "Oh my God, he started a conversation." Well, how does she make them? I don't know. I just
Oh,
eat
I
them.
don't know. I just eat
I'm
them.
like,
Like,
Brian,
exactly.
you finally got your eye fixed, and now what do you have? What's going on here?
Yes.
Oh, I was like, oh my God, this poor guy. And then they eat, and like the look on their faces as they put this shit in their mouths. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that was
The
great.
one date where she actually
Just
puts food in her mouth,
puts
and it's
food in her mouth,
frog
and
legs. I'm like, oh my God, Andy. So then they go out to eat, which I'm like, this is great. And they ate. Did you see?
they
Food
finally
left
ate.
that plate and went into their mouths.
Yes, I thought it was a dream at first. I thought I had to slap myself.
I'm like,
Like,
oh,
right.
like maybe now she won't be so tired.
Exactly. She's eating and she's not in Connecticut, so things are good now.
Exactly. So they're eating, and then they have like a nice conversation, and like Brian pulls himself together, and like zombie left, and Brian came
And
back,
came back.
which was really good to see. But it's like, oh my God, like what happened
Because
here?
I kind of would like things to go well because I kind of like him. I
I
think
like Brian. I do. I like
he
Brian, and
seems nice.
I like Brian and JJ together. They're really cute on Twitter. Oh my God, these two are so cute on Twitter. Like for a couple of weeks there, they had like this contest going where like it was like hashtag Coach Brian and hashtag Team Coach Brian and hashtag Team Pantspreneur, and they wanted like it was a who could get the most tweets under their hashtag.
Yeah.
I think Brian won. I didn't get I didn't see the total count, but last I saw Brian was winning. But I was like pimping out
That's
Team Pantspreneur, like you wouldn't believe.
Well, you're so buddy-buddy with him. Have you figured out what a pantspreneur is?
No,
You need
because he
to
doesn't really
ask him
talk
that.
to me. They don't talk to you. I think ABC has like probably the like strictest gag order
Oh, I would say so. I would
that
think
I've
that.
ever seen, because like they tweet like so vague, so like even when they're tweeting episodes, like
Well, Andy's the same way. He's
yeah, like
very
Andy's
vague.
like, but all the guys, like especially the ones that are still on the show, are so tight-lipped. Even when
Yeah.
they're tweeting about events that we're actually watching and we can see it for ourselves, like you're not giving anything away.
Yeah.
Like no behind the scenes, no like nothing, like very, very, very tight-lipped. So yeah, it's so weird. But and they don't do exit interviews either. Like when people leave the show, like they don't do press when they're done and stuff like that. So
Which I think that would be. I like that kind of stuff. I think it makes the show more interesting.
yeah,
If
like
they
I think
live
like
tweet everything and let us know what is actually happening, and then like the exit interviews and all that kind of stuff. I like that.
exactly like once you're out of the house, go do a Kelly and Michael, or go do a View, or go do a
Exactly.
Talk, or
Something like that.
whatever ABC show it is that you guys have.
Not going away for 6 months while the show airs and then coming back and you're not
Yeah,
as relevant as you could be.
exactly. But whatever. So he gets the rose, and like I think she kind of debated on whether or not she should. Like I think had he not opened up at the
He showed
restaurant,
up, so she was going to give him the rose. He showed
yeah.
up. That's the way she's going now. Oh, he showed up. I guess I'll give him a rose today. That's how this season goes.
I don't know. I think had he not like opened up at the restaurant, she might have thought twice about it. Like
What would she have done with it? She's like, I have it here. What am I gonna do with it? Like, I'm leaving France here soon. Like, I can't put it in a vase and leave it in the hotel. Like, I might as well give it to
I guess she's not going to leave anybody on an iceberg like Allie did.
him. Yeah, like
Like,
it's just
see
not
you,
how she
Casey.
rolls.
You find your own helicopter. I'm taking this one. I wonder if they had two helicopters for that, or if like they had to drop her off and they swing back and get him.
I'm gonna guess that's probably what happened.
He's stuck on an iceberg with like a production team
Just
just.
standing there, just like chilling, waiting to be picked up.
They leave him a lawn chair and a beer.
That would be great.
Oh god. So we go into this rose ceremony, and like the guys are like, the promos are like, we got the most devastating news ever, and I'm like, what happened? Their devastating news is there's no cocktail party. I'm like,
Right.
you guys are so.
Dramatic.
Things in your life must be so anticlimactic because, oh my god, like you're ecstatic to be in freaking Connecticut, and no cocktail party
Exactly.
is the most devastating news you can ever get. I'm
Like, these guys need to get out from whatever rock they've been under and experience a little bit of life.
yeah. I was just like,
Because,
what's going on? Like, is somebody leaving? Like,
right.
and she's like, I'm cutting 3 today, and I'm like, whoa, like, how many weeks is this show?
Yeah, she's getting it in there.
Yeah, and I sort of like this was like episode Turtleneck Palooza. Don't know what was going on with the turtleneckage.
Oh, I know. Like, Chris at the beginning, like, no. Like, turtlenecks are not in right now.
You probably thought,
Like,
oh, I'm in France. There's artists here. They wear turtlenecks. I'm surprised you didn't show up with a beret.
I expected that. I was waiting for someone to wear a beret.
Markel did when he was a
Oh,
mime.
that's true. But don't mimes wear that, like, all the time, though?
They all had different hats, so like some had bowler hats, some had like their hats weren't all the same.
That's true.
Markel had the beret though. And he looked pretty cute in that beret. Yeah, so she's in deliberations with Chris, and they're all like, I didn't get to talk to her, and like, you just see the panic on
But
their
wouldn't you be
faces.
panicked?
Hmm?
Wouldn't you be panicked, though? If you find out there's no cocktail party, it's just going to go straight to a rose ceremony? Because what if
Well,
on the group date you
think
didn't
about
get
it,
to
like,
talk?
at this point, that happens a lot. Like, if you've ever watched the show,
Well, I
at,
mean, yeah, it does.
at
But
this point, it's what happens a lot. So if you're stupid enough to be on a group date with somebody and not make sure you get your time, then that's your problem.
yeah,
I
well, I
don't
mean,
know.
you got a
Like
point there.
when you're in this situation, every single minute counts.
Right.
So if you're not going to take an opportunity that's presented to you in hopes that one will be presented later, then you're stupid.
Right. That's true.
Like, because you never know. I mean, didn't last cocktail party just show you like one bad one-on-one at a cocktail party can stop it right there?
Yeah.
So take your time when you can. That's all I gotta say. So she goes in, and it's just
Pretty, like,
it was
I
pretty
don't wanna say-
predictable. Who did
yeah.
I think was gonna go home? I was pretty sure Patrick was gonna go home, and he did. I thought Cody might go home.
I don't know why. I'm still confused as to why he's there. Like, I really am confused as to why he's still there.
Yeah, and I
But-
mean, I knew Andrew was kind of gonna go because in his one-on-one on the group date, he was like, I don't like. He wasn't sure if he wanted to be there,
Yeah,
and like at this point, if you're not sure you want to be there, then just go
you're
home.
gonna go. Right.
Exactly. Like I'm sure she did. I'm shocked she didn't say, well, if you don't want to be here, then there's a door kind of business. But she let him go to the cocktail party anyways. And like I was, the shocker for me was Markel.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked at that
I
because,
was not
like we
expecting.
said earlier, I kind of thought that he had a chance for the group date rose.
Yeah, like
So
I was not
he didn't walk
expecting
out.
Markel. Because she
Yeah.
always has such good things to say about him too. Like even when she talks about him, even though we don't see
Yeah.
what goes on,
She
she
always
always has really
nice
nice
thing.
things to say about him. And I was just like I don't know if she was trying just to get rid of the drama because of the Andrew and.
That had to have been it, but she's
But
put
if
the
you're
drama
getting rid of
queen
Andrew, you've
herself.
gotten rid of the drama right there because Markel isn't causing any of the drama.
Yeah.
So yeah, So what? Markel, Andrew, and Patrick all go home. Andrew was just like
Which I'm kind
disappointed.
of excited that we took 3 out because now this really is getting our numbers down, and that way I will be able to put the name to each face now. Because she's finally getting it down to a number where I can do that.
No, Andrew was like disappointed and frustrated. Patrick was like, she didn't get to experience the full Patrick. I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
And then Markel, oh my god, he started to cry again.
there's nothing wrong with being emotional.
There's everything
That,
wrong.
there's nothing
There's
wrong
everything
with being
wrong.
emotional. No, we will never agree on this topic.
And you know what? If it was like a Nick crying, I can see, but like Markel is like built and like sexy and like, oh, and I'm just like, oh.
Everyone has a heart. Everyone, everyone has emotions.
But oh.
I hope one day JJ is sent home, and I hope he cries on the same night as a Marcus, and then they both cry, and they cry together. Just for you.
Where did this Tyler come from?
I don't know. It's no sleep.
I don't like this Tyler. Don't talk to me about no sleep. You didn't go to bed last night. That's not my fault.
That's true.
You were on Facebook at 1:30 in the morning. You knew you had to get up at 4. Don't talk to me about tired.
That's true.
We're done. Um, yeah, so now they're going to Venice.
Which would be cool.
It is very cool. I like Venice. It should be
Never
fun.
been there, but I hear it's nice.
Yeah,
So
it looks pretty. I'm
yeah,
all about the scenery now. It's like whatever. Like she's just gonna snog the face off of everybody. So
exactly.
yeah, I can't deal with that.
Did you see the
But
news that broke today?
no.
She officially resigned from her Atlanta job today. Like she was supposed to. What did the article say that I
Well,
read?
she cleared her office out the
At
first
the she
episode.
took she took an unpaid leave of absence when she left to do the show, and then either last week or the week before last she was supposed to return, but she decided to resign and not
Okay.
come back at all. So that makes me believe that one, she's moving too fast, and whoever she picked, she moved to wherever he's from.
Which means she
Or
didn't.
she's gonna pursue this Hollywood thing further, and she's gonna move to LA.
Which means she didn't pick Josh because Josh is in Atlanta.
Spoiler alert.
Do the math.
So,
We all know
I
where he's
mean,
from. They talked about it on the date that there are 2 Atlanta kids from Atlanta in the south of France.
but I was just like, because she has a good job, and I just think that's really soon to be leaving that position.
Well, I mean, it's been 3 months.
3 months, and you're gonna up and leave and quit your nice paying job.
Well, if you want your relationship to have any hope of hella working.
This guy better be some type of winner. Like,
So, is she... Uh,
it didn't say where she was moving to. It just said that she had quit.
I hope
So,
it's Dallas.
it's not a good move on her part. Dancing with the Stars is still like 3 months away, so I mean, it's not that.
Oh, Tyler. I can say so much to you right now. Keep my mouth shut. All right, so that's it for The Bachelor. Now let's talk about Big Brother because so much crap has happened today.
Yes, so much.
We have house reveal, we have twist reveal,
And
and Eric has it
then we get past
all
them up.
on the website at yourrealityrecaps.com/bb16. But we can talk a little bit about it right now. Now, you know the twist better than I do because you saw it, so talk.
Okay, so the twist is that there's going to be 2 HOHs every week, which it seems like that's going to get confusing. And the HOHs can be nominated. No one's safe this year. And because there's 2 HOHs, there's going to be 4 nominees, 2 from one HOH and then 2
That's
from
why there
another
were
HOH.
4 chairs in the living room.
So
Did
every
you
week
see
there's
the
going
way
to
the
be
living room
4.
is set up? It's like 2 long couches, and then
Yeah,
2 chairs, and then 2 chairs.
yeah. And then America is going to influence the game in a way like they never have before, and we're going to be called Team America, which is kind of original, I guess. But they didn't say exactly what we're going to be doing. And there's going to be a new competition each week, and it's called Battle of the Block. And they didn't specify what that's going to be about. But I just think that they're doing too many twists at one time,
Yeah,
and it's going
that's
to
a
be hard to
lot.
follow.
That's a lot. That is a lot. Oh my God.
It will be interesting to see how the social game plays out, though, with no one being safe at all.
Yeah.
That's going to be really interesting, and I'm excited for that.
So everyone's just gonna nominate the HOH though. Because like
No,
if you
I
think
don't
about
think,
it, if you got like say Team Dana and Team Tyler, my team would probably nominate you.
and my team's going to nominate you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that is going to put a damper on things because, I mean, like, as much as people hated Erin, like, she was a good competitor, so she had a lot of power. As much as people hated Frank, he had a lot of power. And,
Yeah.
like, we wouldn't have got, like, that type of gameplay if
But
they
the
were
thing
able to be
is, I mean,
nominated.
think about Frank. Frank was either on the block or HOH, right?
Exactly.
So
So, I
if
mean,
he's not safe, he's on the block.
right. And so he would have left a heck of a lot sooner. Or Rachel.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the same way.
Or Janelle. Like a Janelle would have been.
So that I think it's really going to change the game up.
Now, so did they talk about returning players at all?
No, they
Like a
didn't
blood
say
versus,
anything.
like, I wonder if they're going to throw in this blood versus water bullshit too.
I kind
It's,
of, I don't know. I really want that. I think it's going to be interesting, depending on who they bring back. If they bring back people.
I would, you know what would be so fucking cool? Oh my God. This 2 teams and X Factor.
They already did that, though.
I know, but could you imagine having your ex, like, it all, like, the last X Factor, it was just like 4 or 5 of them that had exes in the house, and then others were singletons. Could you imagine every single person there having on the
Having
other
it.
team an ex that hated their guts?
I mean, yeah, that would be interesting, but I think that they would recycle it.
Oh my God, that would be brilliant. Or if it was like a returning players and then their exes,
Now, see, that would kind of be good.
like, oh
But
my God.
supposedly that these 2 memory walls that they have in the house
Yeah.
um because they're upgraded in technology now, that they're not just going to be memory walls. They're going to be like techno memory walls. So they're going to like show the pictures and stuff now, but they're going to be used more frequently throughout the season to show things. It said.
Hmm.
So I don't know, because I think that kind of put it up to me that it's going to be blood versus water.
Oh my God. I can't
But I
even.
don't know.
I can't even. Oh, I can't.
Did
So
you
what do you
see
think of
the?
the house itself?
Personally, I like the house. I think it's cool.
I like
The
elements of
lava
the
room,
house.
the
I
lava
like
room, I'm not a
elements of the
fan of.
house. I love the bathroom.
See, I don't think
I
the
like,
bathroom fits with the theme. The
well, I
bathroom
think
is
it's
very clean, ritzy, and modern.
I think it's kind of the coloring thing because I think it's like an earth, wind, fire, water. Like I think it's like an elemental
Yeah,
kind of
I
theme,
get
which
it.
is why like the blue would be like water and stuff like that. And like if you look in that hallway that goes what is that hallway? I think it was the hallway that goes like where like the bathroom and like that room that changes every year that they just kind of hang out in. Like last year it was with the photo booth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's that hallway and like it kind of had like the tiling and stuff like that. Like the
hmm
coloring in that was kind of like elemental, like blue and green and like a brown and a red.
I
Like
think
so.
like I really liked the beehive room.
I hate that freaking
I
room
think it's
because
so
you're
cool.
22 years old and you sit on that cushion and you can get up. I, my 40-year-old ass, get on that cushion. I'm stuck there for the summer.
Well, I think it's gonna be cool. It doesn't look. You're right. I mean, it doesn't look very comfortable. But I mean, and then the rock room. I want my bedroom to look like that rock room.
That fire room. I'm like, oh.
I no, I don't like that one. I don't like
And
that
that
one at all.
stupid, ugly ass table thing with the wood. I'm like,
I'm
oh,
conf- yeah, I
the tree trunk table. Like, at first I thought that was like the table, and I'm like, how the hell are they gonna have a nomination ceremony on this friggin' piece of shit table? But thank God we have a nice big
I'm
round
kind of
table.
interested though to see how that thing's gonna clean.
Like
You
I'm
think?
surprised they haven't gone. I'm surprised they're still doing the key because they
There's
could have
no.
so many more design options if they went BB Can way with the key card
Well,
and
there's no because the memory wall is uh like technology now. There's no keyholes this year. So I wonder if that'll change.
but
If
they
they'll
still
go.
have that round swivelly table. So
That's true.
like they could have put like a long table in there. They probably could have saved a lot of space with the long table. So that swivelly table must mean something. Like maybe the keys just aren't put in a wall because like BB Can like the key wall comes out, their keys
Yeah.
go in it, and then they take it away again until the next nomination ceremony. Like they don't see their keys all week long.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
it's just
I'm excited for it now.
I'm
I'm
excited.
just.
I the year they give us high def cameras, they give us this ugly ugly house. Like I
I
don't
mean,
think
I
I've seen
wasn't the
something.
biggest fan of last year's house, and it grew on me. I just thought it was really kind of ugly, to be honest. But like, I liked the Walter Cronkite like globe and stuff like that, just because like I'm a news
Yeah, it was like
nerd.
a
But
60s kind of theme. I didn't like BB9. Oh,
I didn't like anything about BB9. That season's irrelevant. I think I don't
BB9's
like to
a
remember that one.
terrible, terrible house. But I just
I just,
I
I'm
don't know.
excited to see who the cast is.
Yeah,
Because
I just want the cast. I don't care what they're living in because honestly, like Missy said on Twitter, she's like, it's gonna be a trash can in 2 days anyways. Like it doesn't matter
exactly.
what it looks like. It's gonna be a garbage dump. So
But did you see the silhouettes that were in the promo?
no, I don't get your promos.
Oh, that's right. Well, people were uploading on Twitter. That's why I forget that we're like halfway across the
Yeah, I
we're,
don't.
forget our distance here.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't get your promos. Like I don't get your TV.
but
So
they did four silhouettes, and one of them looked like Boogie, and then one of them looked like it looked like past promo pictures, but it was silhouette form, and it was just like from the neck up or the shoulder up. Like
really,
one of them looked like Boogie, one of them looked like Danny from Evil Dick's Danny,
she's
and
in
then
Chicago right now. She's not her.
one of them looked like Ashley from B14, and then there's another one that everyone was saying looks like Ian. I think Eric tweeted a picture out, but the hair is too bushy, I think, to be Ian.
Ian's not. Ian's doing a thing with Dan.
Yes, yeah, I said the same thing. I don't think he'll be on.
Yeah, he's doing a how to get on reality TV thing with Dan Giesling. So that's not happening. But and I don't think Boogie would play again. I think
I don't
he
know.
wasn't.
He's in a lot of financial trouble right now. He probably needs the
Oh,
money.
maybe, but because I remember he wasn't really too keen on being there for BB14. Like he was just kind of like a.
Well, he was like he didn't want didn't seem too big on the coach's twist.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a team twist again, but I don't know. That's here.
Yeah, see, I liked that, and there's a lot of people. Well, but then there was a lot of people that got gypped. There's a lot of people that I liked on that season that didn't get to play very long.
What, on the team season?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't mind doing a team season again, especially like if you're going to have like a returning player head the team, like not so much as a coach that wasn't part of the game, but as like head of the team. If they were playing like a regular person, but they were just head of the team, then like kind of have like have like an Ian head of the nerds and like I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Rachel like head of the comp killer like kind of thing, or like Jordan head of the floaters kind of.
Rachel was at the talk today. They cut when it came back from break, and they were about to make the announcement. They cut to the audience and they showed Rachel and Liza. They were there together.
Oh yeah, well Rachel's not playing.
Yeah, I don't think she is either.
No,
but which
right now. Maybe next season.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's. Head to the website, yourrealityrecaps.com/bb16. Eric has tons of stuff there for you to look at about the house, about twists, information about the live stream he's doing on Wednesday night. I think he's starting at 6. He's live streaming Adam's party. He's going to talk to like a whole ton of reality star team, like Big Brother house guests. So yeah, right before the episode, and we're going to have Cleo on every Wednesday night. Him, John, Miss Cleo, and probably I think he's having like a house guest on every Wednesday talking live about the week's events. So get in on that, and yeah, it's gonna be a great season. Like
I think it's gonna be really exciting.
It is.
I can't wait for it.
It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, check that out. Check out Ladies of London recap with John and Glammy every Tuesday at 2:00. Just before our show, and then you got Melissa and Dylan. They're doing their shows on Tuesdays. There's a huge, big deal here. Reality recaps. You got Ladies of London at 2. You got us at 3. You got Melissa and Dylan interviewing people. She's got like King of the Nerds people coming on and stuff like that, and just talking everything.
So just open your Tuesdays now. Just
like at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. So that's something to do at night. I don't think there's anything on TV right now on Tuesday night. So. Go watch Melissa and Dylan. Dylan's hilarious. Like, check out his YouTube channel. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, we're done for today. You can find me on Twitter at dgoodyear1975, and throughout the season of Big Brother, I'll be blogging. It'll be yourrealityrecaps.com/bb16. So, what are you doing, Tyler?
You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler_Hayes, and you can check out my Bachelorette blog on yourrealityrecaps.com/roses, and I'm also blogging this season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You can find that on the website as well.
Alrighty, so yeah, check all that out, and we will see you next week on Tuesday, right?
On Tuesday.
Alrighty, bye everybody.
Bye.